In Indonesia itself, counterfeit is quite a big issue, and it was estimated to have cost the government itself about 4.8 billion in potential income taxes from these luxury goods. Yeah? So you can see that counterfeit is not only the problem with all the luxury brand owners, but also for the country itself. This study focuses on nationwide. I went to this earlier presentation in the morning, and then there was a Sephora manager, Mr. Matthew, which emphasized on the importance of these young customers as potentially potential generation who will have high purchasing power in the future, and as they enter this workforce, they will start to have higher income. Yeah, they will start to have higher appetite for these luxury products. Okay, this generation Y is quite distinctive, yeah, because they have different tastes in luxury consumption. Okay, they have tastes which may be puzzling even themselves. Okay, they also have higher exposure to variety of media. They have access to digital media. They have access to social media and so on, yeah, which may actually influence how their taste in luxury consumption is. Just a bit of description on counterfeit. Yeah, as I mentioned, counterfeit activities can be divided into two: deceptive and non-deceptive. And counterfeiting activities can have been linked to a lot of criminal or illegal operations. Yeah? So as you can see, there is a significant issue that has to be addressed by these luxury brand owners. Studies on counterfeits in the extant literature has been discussed from the perspective of demand and also supply side. How the supply cannot actually exist without demands from the customers, and that's why it is important to address what kind of factors which influence people to purchase counterfeit products. In counterfeit, there is this issue of that people perceive that there is actually very few differences between the counterfeit items and the authentic items. That's why they will, to some extent, choose to purchase the counterfeit items, because otherwise it's much cheaper. Yeah, they see very few differences between the quality. They see that maybe other people who have seen them wearing the same handbag, for example, will not be able to tell whether it's actually authentic or counterfeited. Okay, so you can see how purchase intention plays an important role in this. Perceived quality plays an important role in purchase intention. Anticipated regrets, it is also a contract which is quite familiar in the social psychological theory. Yeah? Basically, when you are faced with uncertain choices, when you have to perform certain activities under uncertain conditions, you will have this kind of feeling. I know that if I do this, I would encounter this and that, some kind of negative consequences associated with the purchase in this context. Yeah? So this anticipated regrets actually is a part of how customers make decisions. Customers often, under variety of circumstances, make elaborate efforts. They search for information. They evaluate between options and so on. So anticipated regret is basically one of the factors that customers often take into account when they, let's say, choose to purchase counterfeit items. Many implications. So we see that actually being familiar with the brand is not enough. People can be as familiar as they could be, but they will still purchase the counterfeit items. Okay. However, if the emphasis is given on, okay, you are going to regret purchasing that counterfeited item, or you cannot beat the originals in terms of the quality, yeah, they will think twice. This Gen Y, okay? So improvement of quality can be done through, let's say, adding more details to the items. Perhaps those small details which may be overlooked by the counterfeiters, the date code, yeah, perhaps the zipper, the logos somewhere, yeah, to give more authentic feelings. Education of consumers is equally important. Yeah, a lot of consumers actually are trapped into buying counterfeit. Maybe not because they don't have the money to do so, but because they feel that there is no difference between quality. Yeah? And sometimes the customers also feel that nobody else will be able to tell whether I'm wearing the original one or not. Okay? Marketing communication is also equally important. Yeah? So basically, the marketing communication, we often are exposed to this glossy magazine. So those glamorous pictures on magazine, those glamorous advertising videos, yeah, but we are rarely exposed to, okay, this is what happened if you purchase non-authentic stuff. Okay, so this may be helpful for the luxury brand owners.